Hi guys, hello. Welcome to Let's Talk with This Week. I feel like I'm stuck in this corner, you guys. This is much better. You guys, I'm trying to get myself situated. What's up? Welcome. It is Saturday night. I'm excited. This is the season of the year that I love so dearly. You guys, I can enjoy my hair this way. I'm taking a quick little selfie. Not for bad, and it will not sleep. Yo, welcome. I need to take this hair but I'm still enjoying it. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss P. My name is Felicia. I am your host. I'm excited for this topic we're covering tonight because you guys, as always, we got to check to make sure we are live on all platforms. I have not been checking my YouTube lately and I feel so bad. So let's check YouTube. I don't even know if people be watching on YouTube because we be live on YouTube too, y'all. If you didn't know that, we are live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. I have two pages on here. This is the main one, and then we have the actual podcast page. Because that page was not really having, so I decided to use this one, and then eventually we can start growing the other one. But welcome. Happy Saturday. How was your week? This week was really, really interesting and great at the same time. Uh, You know, how are those Christmas holidays parties at the office? So next week, Saturday, you guys, I'm not going to have a show. I'm sorry. I just got to tell you guys, next week, Saturday, I will not have a show because I'm having a Christmas party for my team at my office, and I cannot say I'm gonna be here and then I'm over there. So next Saturday, there will be no show, but on Sunday there will be a show. Okay. So I have to go to my company. Um, sorry guys. All right. So I gotta go to. Hmm. So welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. If you're just joining me, you're just coming on here. Welcome. Just give me one more minute. I can pick up a call from my office. Hi guys. Hey Bobby. Hello, how are you? I kept missing your call. I'm so sorry. I'll call you tomorrow. But sorry guys. That was work crisis I had to take care of. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I am your host. Um, there's no sound. No sound. Why is there no sound? This doesn't sound good. Yeah. Let's see. You guys, I'm gonna have to turn my video off so I can do this. Hmm. Let's see. All right, can you guys hear me now? Does that sound? Thank you. Appreciate you saying that. Sorry, guys, had some work crisis. Has in the time to take that call. It's a whole lot happening. Okay, let's talk about it. Welcome to Let's Talk with Miss Fee. My name is Felicia. I'm your host. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited for the holiday because I really like the whole holiday vibes. I like when you actually before I have my kids, I really love traveling around the holiday because you really feel the feels of everything going on because everybody is like in a hurry, especially being at the airport. It's so nice because I remember when I was going to the UK, it was like winter. It was like on my birthday. This is like a few years back. And I was at the airport and I had a layover for like three to 4 hours. And I really enjoyed that because like I had to sit at the airport for it's so weird. A lot of people don't like that, but I do like it. But I sat at the airport and just watching everybody expression and everybody just go. But I really like the weather and everything. That's when my skin looks really good. So I'm excited about this type of weather, even though it's super cold. But anyway, welcome, you guys. Today's topic is actually from a young lady that DM'd me. So I got a lot of topics this week from a few people, and I really thought this one was interesting because the young lady, there's a whole lot of story behind this topic, and I really don't want to put her business back there out here. But she did ask something about as a Christian, what does that look like? By all means, I am not a saint. I am not I try every day like every other Christian person to live a normal life and ask for forgiveness when I do fall short. So, but I'm kind of flattered that she think like I know a little bit about this. So I'm really um right, and that's what I want us to talk about is like your eminence already into it. He says people mistake celibacy for chastity. Celibacy is restriction on priest, while chastity is the reverse. Thank you so much. That's what I really wanted us to talk about this because I had a lot of topics that came and I thought this one was really interesting because a lot of like you said, a lot of people really do confuse those two things. And I wanted us to dive deep into it. So I'm glad there's somebody here who is a little bit knowledgeable about this more than I am because I just read a little bit about it and I wanted us to talk about it. So welcome to the show, you guys. Today you said, what is the difference between chastity and celibacy? So we're going to try to break it down. I'm going to read definitions and I'm going to share my own little understanding of what it means. So hopefully this will answer that young lady question. Honestly, I really wish in my teens years, I really wish there was like a lot of platforms that really talk about things like this in open, because your girl struggle a little bit to try to understand so much. So, but I'm glad to be here. So you guys, we're going to try to bring it. There's a delay. I'm trying to log to my other device and share the show. So please, please, please kindly share the show, invite others. I really want to learn from you guys about this. And we want to shout out our new followers this week. I got a buckload of followers. A lot of people started following my page this week, which I'm really, really appreciative of that. So just want to say welcome. If you stumble upon us and not know what we do here, we talk about everything and all things sociable. Um, why you don't like both? Like your internet said, I don't like both. Oh Lord, why you don't like both? We're gonna talk about it. I don't know if people like it, but they just do it because they feel like it's necessary. Um, I would say I have participated in one of those. I'm not going to say specifically which one of those, but I did in the past. I have. I have did that. So let me share the show. Please, 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 in the comment section, tell us. I haven't done this in a while, and since it's the holidays time, let's do it. What is something amazing someone has done for you this week, or vice versa? What is something amazing you did for somebody? Or something, it might not be like so elaborate, but it might be something that you thought, that was nice, that was kind. So while I share the show, you guys go ahead, go ahead. I'm gonna pin the link in the comment section so that way you guys, if you want to join me up here, just tap on that and then we can be right up here. We can talk face to face. It would be great to have someone to have a conversation with instead of me having to read comments. So welcome you guys. Let's share the show. Something amazing somebody did for me this week. So let me share. So my car, the lights in the front died. I bought the lights to put it on, but I kept forgetting like to even it's been a week or two. So I forgot to put it on, and as I was driving from work, you guys, now I work late shifts. I work the overnight into like I get home probably like 5 a.m. every day. So while trying to, I was driving, coming home, it was like pitch dark. The road that I took was pitch dark. Let me be sharing the show while I talk about this. Um, oh shoot, what is this? So the road was pitch dark, like really black. You couldn't see anything, and one of my lights works, but the other one doesn't work. So yeah, there was a deer coming, and I didn't see the deer. I was about to run into it, but I was blessed enough to have somebody, use their high beam. And even though it was like blinding me, but it really helped me. It really helped to clear the way for me to see the deer. Because you guys, if I had hit that deer, my entire car was going to be a complete mess. So I think the person didn't know me, but the courtesy of putting their light on in that moment is, just kind of pull away on the other side, and the lights were on, and like once I came a little bit closer and saw the deer, they flashed the light and turned, I guess they turned the light a little bit off so that way I could see, and then we let the deer pass, and then that person waved to me, and that was so nice. I just thought that was so kind of them. They didn't have to do that, but they did it for me, so very, very appreciative of that. Hello, River says Pro. How are you? Welcome, my brother. How's life treating you, man? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I would need Facebook to really come up with a decision of how they want us to be sharing shows. especially when they keep changing. Oh, now they have a list of how I can do it, but you guys, you can send them all to other group I want, which is good. I want a fan. I like that. Fan. Welcome, welcome. Today we're talking about chastity and you guys celibacy. I know. And in the group, I have a little chat group. Everybody was like, that's gonna be a really difficult topic to talk about. I know. But one of our really good viewers sent me this topic with a little story behind it, and I don't want to put their story out there. But I thought it would be a great idea to talk about it since, it makes sense. Makes sense to talk about it. So let's talk about it. Let's see. I think we all, at some point, I would say I was confused about the two. And through doing a little research this weekend, it really extended my knowledge on it. So I'm almost done sharing. Please, I'm almost done sharing. Where is it? Where is it? Where did I stop? Where I stopped. Okay. So, what is the plan for the holidays? So on Christmas Day, I need to do a flyer. I'm going to do a giveaway. Yes. Um, you could be in the U.S. You could be anywhere, but I want to do a little giveaway for the holiday. I do. I don't have much, but I like to share. I don't have much. Let me see. April. April. My Christmas on you. So Librarian Eminence says celibacy becomes very easy for a woman when she realizes that there is literally no man worth being involved with if he is in helping to improve her life and loving her correctly. She can go months, type of months. It's really nothing. I think a lot of women do this without even like flinching, like without thinking about it. And I do agree with you. I think a lot of women should practice that. Um, Sorry, guys, my son just woke out of bed. He went to sleep and he woke out of bed. I was like, "Mommy, it's okay." But yes, as I was saying, I agree with you. I think a lot of women um practice celibacy, but not really think about it. I don't know about our modern women. Oh my goodness. I laugh because I know River Esper is gonna come for me when I say modern women. I don't know about modern women. I think a lot of modern women are really up to that. Like, I don't think they really understand. Right. Hmm. You have a lot of great points. I'm gonna get to that shortly. Let me finish sharing this show. I encourage you guys to share the show too. Please share the show. Invite everybody. Invite your friends. Um, invite everybody. Invite them. let's get the show started. Um, sorry. It's a meeting. So they have this one. In my little corner. In my little corner. I like that song, you guys. Um, You have a lot of great insight. I can't wait to get to it. Let me just share the show. We have to share the show, you guys, to get a few people input on it. I guess I'm part of so many groups. It's ridiculous. Christmas on you. Hey, you guys, I'm done sharing, so let's get started. We're clearly live on this one. We're live. Okay, so let's get to it. So celibacy. I think Laverne Eminem kind of gave us a little bit. Let me read. I love it was this for I am here to learn your big C words. What's that from? You went. So we already read that. Before we get to that, let me just. I think I should read the definition of this. My little note that I have here. Then we jump to the comment section. He said, "Our big people, 4 years living together without sex. You are responsible for your own fate." How can that be possible? Come on. How can you? Wait. So before I even ask that question, Lord, it's in there. What? In the thing over there. You guys. So before I even ask that question, right? How? What's the relationship like? Like I had to jump to that other one. What's the relationship like? Is it platonic or is it you're dating and somebody lost interest? That's why you're doing that, or you're doing it because you're not married? I don't know. I'm confused. 4 years? That's crazy. How can you live with someone 4 years? All right, let me not say too much before I say a lot about myself, y'all. Because y'all be ready to come for people. They get it. What she said. She don't sit down. Somebody literally called me the other day. Was like, when you're bringing the third child. Not over here. We ain't having no third. We just have one, two, and that's it. No more. We ain't having it. We ain't doing that. So let's talk about the two C's words that Rima says refer to the BBC. BBC. Oh yeah, I like that. BBC. So the term chastity and celibacy are sometimes used interchangeably, but they have different meanings and involve different commitments. Chastity is the state of being innocent regarding sexual sin. Ay, ay, ay. This one's too much for me tonight. Chastity is the state of being innocent regarding sexual sin. The word chastity, with its active form, chast, chast, chast. Now it says, because there's no one to have sex with is not celibacy. There you go. And that's why I wanted us to have this conversation, because it's like, I think a lot of people confuse that. They're like, oh, I'm celibate. And then, especially on the dating shows that you watch, you see a lot of people say, well, I haven't been involved with anyone for 4 years or 5 years. And it's like, oh, are you, the automatic question that a lot of people ask, the host asks is, are you practicing celibacy? And then the person will automatically say yes. And it's like, no, you're not. It's just, if you have the choice, you will, right? But you don't have the choice right now. So you can't say you're practicing it. It's because it's convenient for you in that moment. So that's why you're doing that. So it's not anything about. So I'm glad you pointed that out. We're going to come back to the comment section just really quickly. Um, the word chastity, with it actually means chest, just the word alone. It's called chaste or chaste. Also carries the connotation of more purity, cleanness. So chastity is about us being pure, never being touched, and just, you're keeping yourself. A lot of Christians have like purity rings. I used to be one of those. When I was in high school, I bought myself a little ring, and I was like, yeah, this is my purity ring, and I'm gonna keep it. So it's like you not wanting to be involved with someone, you make that commitment. That's what chastity means. And I know we usually add that together with like the movies we watch, what you see people wear these the conversation he said it's called starving. No, it's not. It's just called like you're staying pure and don't want to. Well, I guess you can refer to it that way. Because if you're abstaining from doing any of those, then like if you don't want to have food at all and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna be hungry and I have food. But in my opinion, it's not like you're starving because you're already making that commitment. Like you haven't been involved in telling yourself you don't want to be part of it, right? So you're just saying like I'm gonna abstain from it. So tonight's topic is a little bit adult. So if you have your little one around, please, 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 you don't want them to hear about all these detailed stuff. We're about to get into the dirt. Don't bring them around. Keep them somewhere else because we're going to be getting into it. Please. I don't want to like I'm glad this show is back to nighttime, so we don't have to be careful with a lot, but we have to be able to talk about it and express it. I believe everybody on Facebook is 18 plus, right? So I want us to talk about this. So let's jump into it. Let me go back to it. So chastity, celibacy, we're gonna jump to that later on, but chastity is like being pure, keeping yourself. Like I said, some people have purity rings. I was one of those people who have purity rings. It's like you being a virgin and saying, like, hey, I don't want to um partake in a premarital sex or have sex with anybody until I meet, how women usually do it. They would be like, my brother-in-law said, "Let me go back to bed." Yeah, because that DP people matter here. So you come back here. Come back here. We're gonna talk about this one here. so, so it's about being pure, keeping yourself. And you guys, this topic came about from there's a young lady that always send me topics, and she sent me this one, and she really wants to know. She has a whole story with this thing, and she doesn't mind me talking about it, but I really don't want to. Because at some point, I kind of see myself in her in the past. I was like, this was probably me before. So I don't want to put her business out there. So I want us to talk about it. And I thought this topic was really, really interesting when I saw it. It's a difficult one to talk about, but I think it's needed for any of the teens. And I wish there was somebody who really could have like sat me down and make me understand both of it at that time, even though, yeah, I think that turned out okay. But let's jump to it. So chastity is about being pure, right? Oh my goodness, you guys. So I forgot where I was. Regardless of marital status, believers should be chest. I think that's what it's called. You guys help me out to say it. Chaste, chest. Instead, so this is what somebody come on the show and tell me what does it say? Chest. I can't say the word. My tongues are like it's kind of like tongue twister for me. Chest. Chaste. Chest, or chest, whatever the word is. But according to this, regardless of marital status, believers should be chaste. Our sexuality should be aligned with biblical principles. Okay, chastity requires more than abstaining from sexual activities. Okay, okay. It also includes maintaining purity of mind, thought, and action. So, the reason I want to also talk about it because a lot of people in modern society, the 21st century, they confuse. Hey, Leroy, how are you? Welcome to the show. They confuse being like having a chastity and celibacy, like we said earlier, right? So staying pure, you are the idea of chastity is from biblical days, and I think celibacy was kind of like the the newer days form. You guys, I have no proof of this. I'm just making up my own thing here from what I have read so far, and I think I believe like a lot of modern women just believe when they hear the word chastity, it's like, yeah, not having a physical intimacy or sexual relation with someone is like, I'm staying away from you. But now in modern society, you guys brace yourself, I'm going to say, it, we feed ourselves with like, pornographics, um, using toys. Can I say that on here? A lot of people do that, watches videos and all of that. So the idea of practicing or having a chastity is that you are going to be pure head to toes. Like you're not thinking about it, you're not getting yourself involved with it, and you're not doing anything about it. So that's the idea. So it's aligning with biblical teaching, if that makes any sense. Okay, that's what chastity is. Anybody have anything else they want to add to that? So I'm gonna look at the comment section really quickly. I think you said something earlier. Yeah, so since everybody's coming on the show, I want to read this. It says celibacies become very easy for women when she realized that there is literally no man worth being involved with if he isn't helping to improve her life and loving her correctly. She can go months to months and there's really nothing. Okay, so I agree with you, but then let's flip it on the other side. What about men? Right? What about men? What about men? So, and I like this too. He said, not having sex because there is no one to have sex with is not celibacy. I agree. I agree too. He said it's called starving. Okay. Um, that once you reach 18 and can't have sex with no physical problems, that person needs Jesus. I didn't expect to read that one. Really? They do have Jesus. Maybe that's why they're not getting involved with that. You or something. The Bible says we must have sex. If you don't have want sex, go by. Go by. Where does the Bible says we must have sex? Under covering. So not because you just turned 18, you just start going here wild and start doing a whole lot of things. Under a covenant, which is marriage, right? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? You are supposed to be, you're supposed to, yes, I don't think the Bible explicitly says have sex. I think the Bible gave us guideline on how that should be, right? He said if you don't want to have sex, goodbye. The Bible also teaches us to be pure, right? So I'm going to go, since you went there, let's go to this one. So First Thessalonians 4, 3 to 4, 4 verse 3 to First Thessalonians 4, 3 to 4 says. So this is what Paul was teaching the people, right? Paul promotes a chaste lifestyle. There is the will of God, your sanctification, that you be abstain from sexual immorality. So, like you're an eminent intellectual. So here we are, right? God gave us that freedom, but He also gave it with a covering, right? So that young lady, I know she's watching. You're watching. Please, 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 please do your own research and learn about it, okay? But this is what I'm reading. It said that you abstain from sexual immorality, like each one of you know how to control his or her own body in holiness, honor, self-control, and holiness are essential to chastity. So I hope that makes sense. So chastity, to be to practice that, you need to have self-control. You need to be pure. You can't just see a woman over there in your mind, you've already slept with her, or see a man over there, vice versa, and you already slept with him. You're like, yeah, I'm being pure. No, you're not. According to this, you're not. Okay. Oh my goodness. So if you're married, you are not to be practicing this. I'm just saying. If you're married, you are not to be practicing it. You are to be fully involved with your partner. That's why you're married. You're fully committed to that person. And you own your body to that person and vice versa. So you're not supposed to be practicing this unless there's a doctor. So, you know what? That could be another discussion. I just saw this one. And I actually wanted us to talk about this topic a lot. That could be another discussion. And I would like for you to come on this show for us to discuss this. So let me read the comments that marriage is defined under the law. It doesn't mean it must happen in the church. If you live long together under Commonwealth rules, you are considered married. Customarily, it means have sex, enjoy. Yes and no. I agree and disagree. So I think that the law is trying to get involved into. We've never seen, I think into modern society is when we're seeing all these rules and regulation under law, like in the Western. But if we go back, let's go back to back home, Liberia, right? A lot of people will just traditionally meet with their family member and got married. There was no, in my opinion, maybe I'm not knowledgeable about this, but from my understanding and from what I've seen and read, people didn't even really sign all these documents to say, yeah, yeah. But it was something that it was a ceremonial practice between families and this, and there was, whatever the culture it involved, people were doing that. So I can live with a man here as long as my family clean and blessed us, we were married. I think it's up until like as of recent. I understand that. But I think the law started to get involved when all these other parts started to get involved, in my opinion. So let's go to celibacy. I want us to talk about celibacy. Okay? Let's jump to that. Let's see, celibacy. So, celibacy is related to chastity, for requires a commitment to abstain from both marriage and all sexual activities, you guys. So, chastity is about you being pure and not wanting you not getting involved, either marry and abstaining. But celibacy is something that you can wake up even in your marriage and say, no, I don't want to do that. Which is not a best practice, you guys. I'm not encouraging you to do that. Please don't do that. Roses first coming on. Yeah, I get somebody to talk to. Hey, Roses, bro, how are you?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Not bad. I'm here laughing. The comment section is hot.
Yeah, I'm looking for my little note I was writing when you were talking. I can't even find it. I don't know where I put it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I have like a little hmm, where did I put it?
Yeah, today we're talking about the BBCs.
Yeah, the BBC's we're discussing the BBC's, but yeah, that's a great topic, uh oh, hello?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
here.
Wait, hello there. I lost. What happened to my hold on,
We
let me go.
yell.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened to me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, look like that's why every time I use this laptop, yeah, this laptop photo it
We
too.
can hear you. Your audio is great.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's a great topic.
thank you. Thanks to the young lady that asked me all this question. I'm like,
um,
oh, I'm starting to get inboxes now.
yeah, I think with that the the second world,
Hmm.
the celibacy
Chastity or
world,
celibacy?
yeah, celibacy is more common. A lot of time we
Right.
hear. So I mean, if I'm right from what you
Hmm.
just explained, because I mean,
Hmm.
I must be honest, I haven't really heard a lot about the
Chastity.
yeah, chastity one. But
Me too, but it's crazy how we as believer we don't talk much about this. We should talk about it because it's a lot in the Bible.
yeah, it is. And uh
Yeah.
yeah, with the chastity thing, I think um so I mean if I got what you said, so chastity is more like people who decide to be pure, right? It's an out of
Right.
purity.
Purity.
Okay. So like they are like basically majority of
Virgin.
the time they are virgin. I mean it's
Virgin. Yeah, it's
okay,
like abstaining from sex,
okay.
which means, a lot of people say that they're a virgin, but I hate to put people out here, but there are a few people that I know that was, going the pure way, but they were not fully pure. If I don't want to go into too much details without saying too much, but it was like, yeah, I'm not going to get involved with someone, but they had toys and other stuff they were doing, which chastity literally, like your thoughts, your mind, everything, you should not be even involved in any of those, from my understanding of that definition and word. But
Oh
yeah, so it's like I'm a virgin, but I can watch porn, right?
yeah.
Or I can involve in, and you guys, I said it's gonna get crazy. I can get involved with oral sex, like, and then there's like, no, I'm still a virgin. No, you're not. You're not practicing that. So chastity is more like you're not involved in any of those. You're just like praising God and just hoping for your husband until then, you know.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
from my
think
understanding.
yeah, I think with the chastity, I mean with the celibacy.
Mhm.
Yeah, another brother wrote a comment there about
Yeah,
people who don't want to be involved with people, but celibacy is not just people. It's not just about abstaining from sex just for the sake of it. So there are several reasons. There are several reasons that people turn to be turn to celibacy, and it could be for religious reasons. We need to highlight these things. There are people who are overly religious, and they just
Right.
decide to say, you know what, I don't want to have sex until maybe, I mean, I just don't. I mean, we see a lot of the, from what we heard, the Cali Pope, the I mean the
I'm
sisters,
sorry, that comment is crazy. Sorry, where was it?
yeah, the I they call it
Uh-huh.
the Cali sisters. A lot of them are they are celibate. I mean,
Mhm.
that's the right word, and that's the problem in the Cali church today because they try to stop that out of celibacy. There are people who they are becoming modernized they're trying to drift away from the Catholic, from the original Catholic doctrine. They say,
Right.
well, yeah, so they want the priest to have, to have sex, to have sexual partner. But there are people like the old conservative Catholic, they said no, you can't. So I think the last time they said one of the Catholic mother, I don't know how they call them, one of
Child
the
pregnant.
yeah, one of the nuns got pregnant, and then people also be celibacy also come as a result of people try to get healing. There are people who
Right.
went through previous relationship and things did not work out, and they just don't want to rush into anything. There's this woman I know, her husband died a while ago, but she just, I mean, I don't know if she's doing it. I mean, but she always out there. She said, she would keep herself like that because she and the man, they used to love each other. They came from, I think, high school, and they were just lifelong partner. And when the man died, she just decided to be like that for life. And I mean, she's not even an old woman. She's just sexually active, beautiful woman. And sometimes, like I said, I don't know if she's joking about it, but it doesn't look like joke because sometimes she come up on Facebook and you know uh, just put it out there. And then healing, like I
Right.
said, healing is one of the reasons, and a religious reason. And then there's also people just trying to keep some form of decency as far as protecting the character. They want to test their level of restraint. I've seen
Right.
people who want to see how, to test themselves so they don't think like, well, let me see if I can test my resolve, my restraint, that I'm not somebody that can just fall easily like that. So, yeah,
Exactly.
those are some of the reasons people terms to be a celibate. But as far as the the chastity one,
Mhm.
it's hard to kind of like define because I mean they define it, but like you saying people have toys. I don't know, having toys, does it defeat the purpose of 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 chastity once the person is not in a relationship that is being recognized? Because I mean, you know what I'm saying, like we only consider like
Sorry, these people in the comment killing me. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I know in society we usually look at, when we say relationships, like we don't take toys and other stuff like that as relationship. When we talk about relationship, we talk about an active sexual partner. So I don't know. That's why I
So
think
I'm a little bit confused with that. Are you saying
mhm.
people that are, let's just say for this, the group practicing the chastity, right?
Yep. Yep.
So you're saying them using, you don't think there is anything with them using toys and things like that that's defeating the purpose of chastity?
Well, yeah, because what I'm saying is
Hmm.
because according to your definition, you said that people who are not involved in, wait, did you say sex or just any sexual activity? Let me
So
can you go
basically,
back?
let me go over it again. So
Mhm.
on Mary Christian, chastity involved abstinence from all sexual activities, including until marriage. So it's like another form of practice of being a virgin. So instead of, because nowadays it's kind of weird. I was watching a movie and the young lady was really afraid to say like, oh, she's a
Go
virgin because she
downstairs,
didn't want
please.
to be categorized as something. Well, when I was growing up, when you say you're a virgin, that was like something that was really honored. Like it was really like, oh wow, you're able to have that self control
Mhm.
and you're able to keep yourself pure. And a lot of men appreciated that at that time.
Yeah.
But it's like as we're getting into the first 21st century, it's something that a lot of men are not really finding attractive. And a lot of the virgin are really kind of like afraid of really saying it out there, like, oh, I'm a virgin. So instead of them, they're like trying to learn these things by one, like I said earlier, watching, adult videos and like using toys and things like that. To me, that defeats the purpose of you practicing the chastity um thing, because then what's the difference with that? If you're going to use toys, it, you're just missing a human being,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So then, well,
Right?
yeah, you're
So,
right.
but according to this, as a Christian, right,
Hmm.
the idea of chastity is involve your abstinence from all sexual activities. Like it has, like you can't. You're not supposed to be. Your mind is supposed to be pure. You're not supposed to be focusing on any of that, because you could end up, you know, falling into the sexual immorality that is talked about in First Thessalonians,
Yeah. Let me
right?
let me let me just make something. Let me just respond to the brother elaborate. You said
Yeah,
that no one gets healing without having sex. That's not true. That is not true. Sex healing is
because
not
sex
all.
is a spirit.
Healing is not all about having sex, brother.
Yeah.
There are people who went through traumatic relationship, and that fear of getting into another one kind of like hold them back. So there are women out there who are tolerant. I mean, there are people out there who would just want to say, you know what, I would just jump into another relationship. But healing isn't necessarily sex isn't necessarily healing. So yeah, I mean, like especially people in a broken
I
relationship.
think he's being funny.
Yeah, people in a broken relationship, they don't look. If you, yeah, sex is healing. I mean, in some aspect, but
He's
otherwise,
crazy. He's making me
yeah,
laugh. Oh God.
yeah,
Let's go there. He said it's not a crime to have sexual intercourse, but it is a crime to have sex with a married person or another person underage without consent. Yeah, we know that.
yeah, that one is obvious, but
Yeah, we know that. He says sex is therapy. It's therapeutic for some people, but I think what you were saying, right? And I wanted to speak to this. So
mhm,
I think our modern society, when we look at, he said something earlier that I really agree with. I think a lot of people, just because they don't have a partner to do anything with, they automatically goes to, no, I'm practicing celibacy. But let's just say if you had a partner, so celibacy is kind of like, you're married, I'm married, right?
mhm,
And we all of a sudden say, hey, I want to abstain from doing any of this and be part of this X, Y, and Z. Even though I'm not supposed to do that, but I can't, because that's kind of like practicing celibacy, because I'm going through some type of process and I want to do that, and I feel like that would help me clear my mind. To each their own. If you think that's not going to clear your mind, then oh well. But I mean, I do understand what he's saying, sex is therapy, because scientifically, like it there's a scientific thing to that, where your body releases endorphins where you go through a healing process, right?
yeah,
But some people believe that if they don't physically get involved, because maybe it's all about the physical part of it, right? I
mhm,
have someone and he did X, Y, and Z, and now I go there. Now I need that moment to myself to understand who I am, to go through my own process of healing, whatever that looks like. So abstaining from sex in that moment, practicing some type of celibacy, helps me to keep away from that. But my thing, what I don't understand, right?
mhm.
A lot of people, and maybe I'm being naive today, but a lot of people believe that, yeah, I'm gonna stay away from you and no men, nothing like that. I'm practicing celibacy.
Mhm,
But I'm gonna come back to this sex toys thing, right?
mhm.
They're actively using sex toys every day and night. How are you abstaining from sex?
You see,
Like I'm really it's kind of like a rhetorical question,
uh-huh.
because it's like, how is the person abstaining from sex and practicing celibacy when they're replacing a physical being with electric.
I think it's I think Fee, I think it's all about the mind.
Okay.
And all about the mind and how you perceive things, right? Let me uh let me just use this let me just use this example.
I'm so sorry. Everybody going
Yeah,
crazy.
I know I've seen the equatorial Guinea one. Let me since we're in the adult thing, let me just talk about like ejaculation, right?
Right,
Okay.
right.
Some men, I mean, like say some people some people that do it,
Hmm.
I don't think like do they don't see it as having sex with an actual a person, you know.
But you're
I mean,
practicing some type of sexual thing
yes,
right there, right? You're releasing yourself because when you
yes,
have it with someone else, you release yourself, right?
yeah, but then the majority of the time they still have that urge to go to an actual person. Like even the people who do toys. I mean, I would think majority of them, even though they use toys, but I, I think they still have that urge of a natural flesh, of flesh to flesh, like a real friction, to say. I mean, they know the toy. Yes, they kind of set it down for the toy, but I don't think they see it as as laying in bed with an actual person. I don't
No,
know.
they don't. Obviously, they're not. But it's like the only thing missing from that action is the
Mhm.
intimacy part because you're not getting it from someone else. But you're still going through the process of sex.
Yeah,
Because,
because
go ahead.
even the woman I'm talking about, the woman practicing celibacy, I can
It
something
wasn't crazy.
something can tell me that she got toys too because she knew that one though.
They do. They
So,
do.
but then you see out there, that's the thing though. I see her, and she portray herself out there as as somebody
Being
that's
pure.
yeah
Because,
being pure.
right, because if like in modern society, we hear the word celibacy a lot, right? We don't talk about chastity, right?
Yeah,
So when a man meet her and they say, how long ago you were involved with someone, she'll probably say it's been 10 years.
yeah,
And then when he go there and he said, what 10 year, why I feel like this? Because
yeah.
it's like you still did something. You still had some type of, so you have to go in detail and explain that. And still, it's just the intimacy part that's missing, but you're still involved in sex.
Yeah,
To
yeah, yeah.
me, in my opinion, like I believe when somebody say I'm abstaining from sex, it's like, yeah, I'm not doing anything surrounding that, like at all. I'm not practicing any of those masturbation or using toys or whatsoever that involve with sex. I'm abstaining from it.
Okay,
To
so
me, that's celibacy in my opinion. I just gotta read what the definition is over here,
yeah,
so
can you,
that way.
yeah, so to the definite, I want you to look at abstinence too because I want to look at in the context of HIV, STDs, and things. So because when they say abstinence, if the person say I'm abstaining, so if you
Mhm,
look at abstinence in that sense, I mean the person is not having. Okay, for example, the HIV instructor or whatever,
mhm,
or HIV how you call it thing workshop try to tell you, well, you gotta
mhm,
abstain from sex in order to afford. So the person will say, okay, I'm abstaining from sex. I'm not having sex with any regular person. So the chances of having HIV is, but then they got a toy. So they know that the toy I mean, the toy will not give them STD or HIV. So so as far as they know, they're abstaining from sex. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, I'm sorry. Everybody kidding me.
Yeah.
I just read something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me, right? You in?
Only in
That's
a
what I'm
broken.
making. I have it after this show.
Yeah, but just and,
Leroy said, "Oh my God, I
and
was nice for her will make a girl, but just
exactly.
because
Yeah.
then I realized she actually thinks she's celibate."
Exactly, Leroy, you're right. You go ask that woman, she will say, "Oh, I'm sorry," because as far as you know, it's not a real. the thing. So
But
as
you're
far as
but
she's
you're
still,
putting something there though. You're penetrating. So
yeah,
you're still involved with that.
yeah, but no, the woman know that some kind of hard rubber. So it's not like it's not it's not yeah. So
Libra, please. I want to make it to heaven.
yeah.
How did I come up with that? Why let it get me talking about this? So let me read the definition of celibacy.
Uh,
Oh, y'all came in tonight. Celibacy is related. It says, oh yeah, what happened to this thing? Celibacy is related to chastity, but requires a commitment to abstain from both marriage and all, remember, all sexual activity. All. None. Which means I can't be watching things, I can't be penetrating, doing whatever, as long as not actual, because
yeah,
I'm from a man, I'm not supposed to be. So even if you are like, if you're using toy and you're not practicing celibacy, you're not supposed to be partaking in any type of thing. If you're choosing to heal and say I'm not doing anything, that's why I said a lot of modern women really got it confused. If you're saying I'm keeping myself until I meet my next man, it's always funny. You'll see a 45-year-old woman saying, "No, I meet any man right now. I'm not doing anything with them until I'm married."
yeah. But on the other hand, though,
Uh-huh.
there are men. I've encountered some women who have distant relationship, and
Right.
and they told me like personal friends. They said, well, me and my man we far off of each other, but you know he told me instead of going to cheat on him with a normal with a live person, I can use sex toys. Can you imagine that?
So she's not able to have seen herself until she meet him or see him,
Well,
or he can't.
yeah, I think the man is thinking that well, the possibility maybe I mean it might take say for example, you got a petition for the woman to come over. Let's say she was in Liberia or vice versa, or you in America or Liberia, or, I mean either way. So,
Mhm.
the time to get her over, you there thinking that well, maybe I know. Remember the last time we talked about these sex videos, fee when we talk about sex, people recording, sending naked photo and other things to people. Okay, that's where a lot of these things come from. People who in the United States, or people in Liberia who got there's somebody that will say, okay, since I'm having a feeling for you and I can see you, make me a video. That's how I heard a lot of them do it. I never read it. So I think with this
Right.
sex store, I think why they are thinking that well, I think by me being on this side, maybe the
Yeah.
woman, yeah, I don't want to, I don't want to kind of like a suppress her or subject her to just being like that. So maybe instead of her, so maybe in his mind, he knows that she has that feeling, she want to do something. So he was like, okay, baby, I was saying some money so you can buy you a vibrator. So I mean, I think,
No, I get it though. I understand that concept, right? But
yeah,
then I'm just thinking to myself, what happened to, oh wow, we want to see you, and then it's a lot more fun than that, right?
yeah,
And the reason I want to talk about it is because I feel like we have lost our own like self control. A lot of people really don't have self control when it comes to sex. Like they can't, and it's really kind of interesting. Majority of the people that I've heard this from is women. Oh no, I can't wait that long, and I'm like, what? I thought women ideally like, when you listen to most people back then, women are really great at holding themselves longer than men, right?
yeah.
But I think that is kind of 50-50 nowadays. So that's why I think they're very quick to say, no, I'm abstinence or I'm practicing celibacy. It's such a buzzword. A lot of people use it without understanding. No, you're not. Because, and like Lyra said, right?
Mhm.
Um, Libra said something earlier. I want to go to that comment. He said, brother, the moment that you come just through that whole celibacy, out the window, whether Latour or whatever he said there. But that's where I'm thinking, right? I'm like, how are you being how are you practicing celibacy when you're actually the only thing missing is a human being? You
Yeah.
already part of the whole sexual act. You're not being abstinent. So you're not, because the idea of practicing celibacy is you're not practicing any form of sexual activity at all, zero. Whether it be with a mentor or whatsoever, watching whatsoever, to get you to that, your mind is not supposed to be on it at all.
Yeah, yeah, Fee, you're absolutely right. But then, um, you know what? This is great. I will have to ask my friend who is a celebrity to ask her, say, hey, yeah, seriously,
How
because
is he coping? Because, and then my thing is,
yeah,
how did he, when people decide to do that? Because when you look at women nowadays who says they're virgin, right? Who
yeah,
is practicing, they want to be pure for the man. And there are some women who are genuinely doing that. They have the purity ring. Like I told you guys, I was one of those people. I had the purity ring. We were all doing that.
yeah,
And but nowadays, when you think about it, there's a whole lot involved. Like when I was doing that, like it was not everywhere you turn, you see all these videos that are so subjective, right? That
yeah,
you're like, oh wow, really? And then you're curious to know which one makes you not be a virgin. If you start to be curious and then you want to get into the act, which I think when people are not involved in any of those, they're not around it, it doesn't increase their urges of being involved in that, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
For me, I'm just speaking from a personal standpoint, right?
yeah,
Like out of sight, out of mind. That's what I thought about, and that's how I took that, right?
yeah,
But it's like nowadays, I can see why it's a little bit difficult for someone who will want to be pure for the potential partner, because there's so much going on. You cannot go on night. You're literally hiding under the rock, but you cannot go anywhere without even cartoons. You really got to be careful, like what is going on around, because there's some type of sexual, you know, thing about everything over there, and you're like, okay. And I honestly believe, I'll be honest with you guys, I think once people start to see those and think about it, it started to increase their urges of wanting to be involved with it. So, but if we're looking at it from what, and you guys, I'm talking about this two words from a biblical standpoint, right?
yeah,
As a Christian, what those two things mean to us and what it's supposed to be to us, right?
yeah,
And when I sit and look at it, as I was reading, I was like, oh, there is no way we are even close to this, what they're asking us to do, you know, because there's so much around us. And ideally, we should be able to, if you're deciding to use that word and go hardcore on it and say, yeah, I'm not going to be involved with sex, that means you're denying yourself from every activity that involves sex. And that's what I think people should understand before they decide they're doing. And that's why I was glad to have this conversation about this topic. Elton said, as a married couple, this issue of one abstaining from sexual acts should not be encouraged unless for some temporary spiritual exercise. What spiritual exercise did you do that? Which is understandable. If you want to be holy, just be holy one time and turn away from toys and inappropriate content. I agree. And you guys, no, we're not encouraging you. If you're married, please, God had given you the full covenant to explore whatever it is you want to explore. So do you enjoy. But if you are married, but there are people in now society who feel like they're convicted and they don't want to be part of any type of sexual activity, especially if they're married. It's happening. Really.
yeah,
There are people who are saying, yeah, I'm going through this and I don't want to do that. And it's putting their relationship and marriage in jeopardy.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It's so if we look at it from the biblical standpoint, if you look at a lot of people in biblical days, if you look at the culture, I know a lot of people will say, well, those were Jewish customs and tradition, but if you look at how people, because people kept themselves, being a virgin at that time was like an honor, it was like a pride,
Hmm.
so people wanted to marry virgin, and till this day, there are a lot of culture that still does it. Like a lot of those Muslim people, they still do it.
Right,
And the Jewish people, they still do it too. They still follow those custom, those pure custom of purity. So
right,
yeah, they still do it. When you look at people in the Bible, when you look at when this guy was about to get married, he had a virgin wife. But then do now those fall those categories, they fall under the chastity. But when we go to the
right.
celebration, like people who were married before in the Bible, I'm trying to think of some of them who were married, and I mean, look at Ruth and Naomi. I don't know if you heard that story.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, after her husband died, she was with her mother-in-law, and her mother-in-law like, hey, why you can I mean, you can go and find another person. You can go and
Yes,
find
I
another.
know.
Yeah, my son is dead. My other child is, she said, well, I'm too old to have another child that to say I'm gonna guarantee you to say when he will grow up for you to marry them. I mean, look, don't try to uh, you know, uh, destroy your life just following this old man around. But then she said no. She said, well, I will go wherever you go. Your people shall be my people. Your God will be my God. So you see what she did right there. Even though she was previously married to the, to the to Naomi, son, he died, but she still remained celibate. You see that?
Right.
So that's an example of celibacy. Yes, I
Yeah.
mean, she had sex before, obviously, because she was married before, but since the
Right.
ah, she decided to keep herself, and then there are other instances in the New Testament where, the Bible talk about if you were married before, the condition under which you can divorce, a lot of things. So yeah,
Right, right. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. So, so then you see the differences, right? So chastity is like you've never been touched, right?
yep.
Celibacy, you've been touched before, but now you're practicing to abstain.
Yep, yeah, you are, and there are, like I said, there are a lot of benefits to it too. It's not all
It is.
about,
It is.
yeah, it's I know people say sex is healing, but look, there are people who go through a lot. People would think that because you have maybe 10-15 minutes sex, there are people who got scar on their body, emotional scar. Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
it might not be physical. They went through a lot. They were in previous relationship. They went through abuse. They went through trauma. Some of the story, one of my relative, when you hear her story, you run away. Like big stories. So some of them, let me tell you, Fee, there are women who, when even men, after they went through those ordeals, when men even say hello to them, it brings back those memories. Some of them,
Yeah.
yeah, some of them don't even want to, like I mean, like I told you, the lady I work with, she just get mad with us men. I used to be thinking, so when this woman are gay or what, but then later on, yeah, seriously, she would just,
Trauma. Trauma.
yeah, trauma. She would just be tough on us for no reason. She would just snap. But then we
Oh,
started, try to find out that she was in a relationship and it was brutal. And she even lost her child so she had a miscarriage from fighting. So many things. And after
right.
she had a miscarriage, she never had children again. That was so the one. So many things. So for that reason, she built up that kind of thing. So what it does is it create people maintain celibacy for a lot of the reasons. Like I said, the healing, religious reason. People kind of try to be more tolerant of themselves, to be able to maintain that. There are women out there who will say, well, man, business can pass. Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen women who their husband passed away, and they will say, look, I would just take care of my children. Well, I don't know if they're doing something in the background, but as far as I meet some of these women when I
Our
used to.
modern one, please. Our money, yes, they okay. I don't trust the modern one. I'm sorry. I'm a modern woman. I don't.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, they're not. I mean, you can trust them, but on the surface, we don't really know what they're doing in the
Yeah.
back. But as far as the assurance that they gave us, and there are some children. There are some children when they notice when their dad not around anymore, maybe their dad passed or something. Somebody don't even want for their mother to get mad. you know,
Oh, that was my siblings. Trust
yeah,
me. Whew.
yeah. So yeah, brother Eminem, yeah, I know men go through emotional
Ah,
stuff too, but women are mostly emotional character. We men, we are not emotional, mama. We don't know men. Men go through. Women do
right,
things to, or we don't keep it as much as women keep it. That's why they call them emotional creature. They are,
right.
yeah. They take things like you and myself.
We're sponge. We're
Yeah,
sponge. So
yeah.
we absorb everything. You
Everything,
guys,
when myself we man, we go through things with like, man, you know what happened, that's it. Yeah, I mean, it might hurt us for a little while, but we are easy, we easily bounce back more than women. Women
I
sometimes
agree.
depression take over a lot of things. Some of them don't even recover anymore. They go into drugs
But
and
some
drugs.
men, I agree with him too. Some men, the men these days, they're being built differently, honestly.
Yeah,
Like
I don't give men. That's okay.
the men these days are being built differently. It's very interesting. So let's go to the comment section a little bit. Then I will say something. Something you said I really touched me. I'm gonna go to it.
Mm,
So this is even temporary is not acceptable. He's talking about what Elton said earlier about not holding from your relationship sex. Please don't. The men have spoken. Don't hold back from them. Please. If you want to get married, if you don't want to do anything, don't get married. When you get married, it is your obligation. Please. So
yeah.
Libra said, "You can't be celibate, but your fingertips color." They are Christian. Oh my God. He said, "Women who are claiming celibacy cheat and are abusive." I agree. Actually, well, I won't say majority, but there's a handful of people like that. Like they're interesting. Yeah. He said, abstain simply means stay away. But this gribble brain can process it differently sometimes. You're going in. On the flip side, I can enjoy Felicia when she makes the series with Kolokwa. We have to say original now.
I know.
He said, "My man reversed this, bro. We don't need a virgin anymore." Really? So, that was a topic I was going to discuss, right? Do modern men really prefer virgin compared to how it was before? Do they even value that? Is
No.
virginity even value anymore? You
No,
know?
no, it's. I mean, it's value as far as society, as far as the woman is concerned. But we the men, it's not like how back then, when you go to buy something, you
Mhm.
certain thing. Yeah, now people like, oh man, don't be too specific. So I don't think, like I said, maybe in the Arab world, yeah, but for now, especially in the Liberian community, like. Being a virgin now, people try to ostracize you, looking at you like you
Yeah,
like
you look so bad.
yeah.
Like, the young lady that sent me this without giving all her story out. So she's practicing, keeping herself pure. And, there's a young man she liked, and he liked her too. So they're dating, and then she just find out that he told her he was practicing celibacy. So
Mhm.
that's where this whole topic came from, right? So
Okay.
she said she was reading on it, trying to understand what it means, but then she found him cheating. You guys, I usually don't share most of my personal stuff here. I went through similar stuff like that. There was somebody who was dating that, and I was practicing staying pure, and that man was having a serious girlfriend who was telling me, "Yeah, I'm waiting for you. Stay pure."
and you just sitting on that same pew.
I was like, oh, he's such an angel.
Oh my God.
Until one day I go visit the people. I go visit. So I remember it was my birthday, and we were supposed to go out with my friends for us to have dinner. And he said, "Oh, I'll be really busy today. I can't." But then he forgot how to hit keys to his apartment. This is not.
Oh wow.
So I was like, okay. After we went out to eat, there was cake. My friends did surprise me with cake. So I kept calling him. It's like, no. I said, okay, let me just go drop some cake to the house and go to my apartment. When I went there, I'll
I'm
just leave the rest with Jesus Christ.
butt naked like.
I can laugh about it now, but trust me, I was pissed.
Oh yeah. So
I went through the process and I was like, nobody is waiting for you, Felicia.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, no, no.
Everybody. But I mean, the thing is, people should just be honest, like just say, hey, I cannot wait. That's something you're doing. But I cannot. If we're meant to be, we're meant to be. But people are really. I mean, he just thought, yeah, that's so sweet. And I was brought to my friends. I'm like, yeah, he's not like the rest of the guys. He don't pressure me to do anything. And he was,
Yeah. I
oh
think.
god. At
Well,
that time, it was not funny that I said, walk into the house. I said, what is that? Open the door. I said, Jesus. Open your church.
but
I said, Jesus. I was so naive. Oh my God. That was crazy.
yeah, yeah. The brother said we don't value virgin, we value women who are mature. Yeah, especially. Yeah, it's true because I noticed sometimes. I think there was this Hollywood celebrity. I just forgot who
Mhm.
that was. I don't know who was that. Yeah, she
I
posted.
think I heard that story.
Yeah, she said she was virgin. Somebody, man, somebody popular. Everybody, go see the amount of bad comments that were under that lady put. Man,
Yeah.
what the hell out of that? What you talking about, man? That's how much back then you would think people would be like, oh, that's so nice, that's so sweet, preserve yourself and think. Everybody, all they men under that, man, like what what? Why she gotta be? I'm like, oh wow, is that how much people?
Yeah, it's really bad. And then, as I'm talking about it, I was just thinking like, you're raising girls and you're like, keep yourself like how realistic is that? Like
Agree.
how's the world perceiving you? But then, just be who you are. It's really crazy.
It is, and because of that, it puts
Mhm.
pressure on a lot of those female too, because you don't want to be like the one square in a group and everybody looking at you like what the.
So Libra said, do you prefer a brand new car or a pre-owned? It looks like a lot of people like to buy pre-owned.
Yeah, but man, pre pre at least you already know the mechanical problem. Maybe probably I mean somebody already fix it for you.
Right.
But the
They just
new,
want to come and drive up.
yeah, the new one, you think you got a new car, the transmission break, and you confused about.
You don't know the body look good, but the inside might be
Yeah,
broken.
but at
With all
least
that toy users they be doing these days.
I mean,
So
at least the pre-owned fee, the pre-owned is already being serviced, it's being met, it's being maintained, it being maybe the person.
you just gotta maintain it from when it was left off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, it all depends.
That's sad though. It's sad because even Christian brothers filled out, and that person that I'm talking about, like, was so involved in church. Everybody thought he was like you know, I don't know, but I feel like that's where a lot of women are going through a lot right now because they're like, should I be pure or not? Okay, even though I'm staying away from people, let me use tours. Maybe that gives me a little bit knowledge. And let me watch this. Let me prepare myself and be involved because it's so hard. A lot of men don't want women that are like naive. To me, it used to be something that was valued because a man feel like I'm teaching her, I'm nurturing her, I
Yeah,
can take care of her. Like but now I just feel like a lot of men don't see it that way. It's just like, what? You're a virgin? Why?
Yep, yep,
Why
yep. That's
not?
true. Yep,
You
yep.
know. Is that from next week? I will be active. Oh, that's Dennis. Dennis said from that's so much things doing. Don't
Yeah,
worry, Dennis. You can come.
no,
So
no.
Liberian M&S said pre-owned vehicle functions like brand new. In fact, by
Oh
the
yeah,
ones written off by insurance.
oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
So if we're referring to that, so you will say the divorce one. That's the one written off.
I mean,
Oh my goodness, this is a very interesting topic. I see you guys are very engaged. I love it.
uh,
Um, but going back to the topic, one advice I would say I can give to that young lady if she's watching, I would say don't do things because that's what is popular. That's what everybody's doing. I think everybody has their own journey. And if you're going to decide, this is just my thing, be honest with yourself. If you're going to decide to be pure, you should just go with it. And if you can't be halfway in, you have to choose what it is you're going to do. Like, I'm going to be pure, I'm going to be pure. If I'm not going to be pure, being pure or not being pure is not going to keep you away from going to heaven. And
true.
I hate to say that, but it's the actual truth. It's you following the proper channel that God have intended for you. And if being a virgin is what um he said was the young lady education status, she is her third year in college, the person that wrote me is. And I would say since right now is your third year in college, I really encourage a lot of young women that are encouraged in college. Don't wait till you get out of college to start a relationship. Honestly, I think while you're in college, like cementing a really concrete relationship is very important. And if that person is willing to work with you on whatever level, I'm not telling you go do or not do whatever. That is your personal conviction and your own decision. Maybe there's something that made you didn't want to, be involved with any type of sexual activity, and I want you to stick to that. If that's what you're convicted and you want to follow that, stick to it. Um, Nobody else should pressure you into doing anything that you don't feel like or you don't think is part of your purpose here. Everybody has their purpose in life, and it's very, very important that we stick to that. And if you feel like at any time you're ready to do that, then you do it. But if you're not, I don't think you should try to be a virgin because you think that's what's going to get you to heaven. No. Be a virgin because you truly want to abstain yourself for the greater purpose of whatever it is. um I'm going to share mine. I wanted to keep myself, pure because I wanted to enjoy intimacy with my partner without being, involved with so many partners. So that was something that I choose. I wanted to keep myself for that. And I'm not going to tell you how that ended up, but that was some of my intended purpose. And since we have this platform, there are people that reach out to you and ask questions, but I truly did that for my own good and purpose, and I didn't want to get involved. And I will say I was afraid of getting pregnant. I'm just gonna put it out there, because in an African household, you better not
Yeah.
bring kids over here, go to school and finish. So all those were part of it, but I mean, who cares? You can still do whatever you want to. But for me, seriously, yeah, my belief system was also part of it that helped me to keep myself for as long as I wanted to. So thank you for sending this topic to us. I'm glad we all talked about it. Reverend Sasper, what's your advice to this young lady?
So okay, so what she got duped?
Yeah, kind of like me. And
Uh,
she really liked the guy. She's thinking about going in.
well, I mean, it, it's good she follow her heart because a lot of these sometimes when you advise people, if that's not what they want for them, I know sometimes
Yeah.
people are kind of naive when it comes to relationship. You know, you think you're in love, and
Yeah.
then until you get that sucker punch. But yeah, I would tell her to follow her heart, but she just should, be careful. Um, Especially in college now, you don't want a lot of those things. Like we said, women are more emotional. You don't want a lot of those things, those psychological effects enter your studies, and then it kind of like disturb things. So as far as a relationship, let her follow her heart, and
Right.
see, yeah, what is good for her, and kind of like navigate it. Or I just continue that, as a Christian, I will pray for her so she will make the right decision. Because
Right.
sometimes decision that you make in life can make or break you.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's a big one. That's a big decision in life, I think.
yeah, it is. But yeah, she. I mean, I don't know if she's a church person. She just need to pray or
She is.
something.
She
Yeah,
told me everything. She's a Christian.
that's good.
Um, she has her purity ring, and she met the person at church, and he was really nice. But recently, she find out he's cheating on her because they've been dating. But
Yeah,
she said they only kids, but they don't do anything else. And she really want to understand. He talked about celibacy and chastity, and then she started reading on it. And she's like, "Well, I'm practicing chastity, but I'm really confused. What's the difference? Because it looks the same." And apparently, the young man. I really didn't want to share her story, but I think it's important. The young man started telling her, well, there are people who get involved and still practice celibacy. So that's where this whole topic came from. And she
oh,
was trying to understand. She's like, if you had a daughter and she was going through this, what would you? And that's another important thing. I think building that relationship with your mom to get that guidance from your parents is really important. Even though, yes, you can get you know, um, all these great advice from outside. At the same time, like I said, what made you make that decision to be abstinent? You should always revisit that and then make your decision from there. But I think it's very important to cultivate that relationship with your parents, especially your mom.
yep.
And you're third year in college. You're an adult.
Hmm.
Just try to figure out how to have that conversation with your mom. Just pick her brain and see what will she do, because she's your first advisor.
True. That's true. Yep.
I said,
Yep.
what's the young lady education status? This is what this person asks, and she doesn't have a partner. Well, she's going down slippery slope. That man is crazy. He says she don't have a partner. She going down. Look, she better start to speak to the boy sitting next to her in lecture.
I know.
Yeah, and actually, I meant to have this topic. A lot of our Black family encourage us, no, no boys, just go to school. And then you see a lot of people get out of college don't have a partner. I,
Yep.
I I believe you should always have some type of relationship that you trust. Don't let it get over your head. You guys are on the same level of understanding, and you understand like what the expectation is you want out of your life and what you guys purpose are. I think finding a partner and keeping that is very important, because when you look at our other group of people, like the Caucasian group, when I was in college, they had a boyfriend from, they will keep a boyfriend. They have someone that they knew they were getting married to. And
Hmm.
once they graduated, they got married, or they were married throughout college. So it's very important to keep that relationship type of things, because when you get out of college, now you have the job. What is the purpose of going to school and learning a higher education to be able to take care of you and your intended family you're going to create? So if you have that part solved and you don't have it, I honestly believe that's why the single rate is very high,
Yeah.
because you're being in high school and then your family will tell you, yeah, you're going to learn. You don't need that ball to distract you, other than just finding out what that person's head is. Be smart about it. Ask questions. Try to find out. and always have someone that potentially, if it doesn't work out, you can go to
Yep. Yep.
that.
That's true. That's true.
Always, always. I think I had like, I would say, if all went lose, if I didn't find anybody, I had an agreement with someone. It's like, hey, if right now I'm a crazy person, I like you, you're not all for that life. But if all go when we reach a certain stage, you don't have a partner, I don't have a partner, let's revisit that conversation. You
Hmm.
know,
Yeah.
like you should have someone who has the same value, but you guys are not at that level of understanding in that moment because you're
Hmm.
not on the same page at that time. You should have someone like that you can count on and say, you know what, how's life? Check in.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So
True.
Liberian Eminent has an advice for this girl. I'm scared. He said, my advice, start speaking with the boy sitting next to you in lecture. That's true. Take him for coffee and enjoy. Yeah, that's sweet. Actually, I like that.
Why if
Um,
the boy next to you is some kind of weirdo or some kind of like one of
I
those?
know. These days, make sure you ask, were you born as a woman? I
Ah,
had a few of those in my classes. It was very interesting.
yeah, no, they yeah, they always
Remember I said, bro, Leroy is on the road tonight.
yeah, what he's
Leroy says muscle tend to atrophy if you don't use it. Nobody more can tell me anything about celibacy. Not bad deal there.
yeah, for us men, I mean, I don't know. Like women are the one that come up with. I think you barely hear any man talking about.
No, a lot of men talk about it now. They say women are crazy. So
Yeah, women
they
is
want to be celibate.
yeah. A lot
So
of women come up with a thing. We the men, we're not really into that celibacy thing. We're not. Yeah, unless
Liberian Eminence said the girl should start no time to abstain. It's time to eat chicken. Whether it be country chicken, KFC chicken, or frozen chicken, put on and eat chicken.
yeah, but you see, the problem is we have to look at her values.
Right.
If she like somebody like feed, there are people who they not just want to eat chicken. People looking for long life partners. You know what I'm saying? People looking for people that have the same compatible. I mean, I don't know if I should use the word, but people who, there are people who are goal oriented. So sometimes they see somebody that they really want to settle down with. I don't think usually when it's sometimes majority of the time it don't really be all about sex. It just be about somebody you really trust. Look what I got did to you. You I mean you really thought he was committed, so you kind of committed yourself to that, because you saw a future in him. But look, when you open the door, you saw something different. So, a lot of time, sometimes people want like a partner that's somebody that they don't, especially they don't want to graduate out of college and be like a lot of low feminists, be around, try to be like the
Yeah.
all stuff and thing. She wants somebody that she can, they can start move in and start to build their life. So yeah, I mean that's my own understanding. I don't know her, but that's that's why a lot of women want. Like, I don't think they just want to smash. They just want to a stable relationship. So, if that lady was just somebody who just wanted something free, I don't think she would have confided in you. She would be like, you know what, to hell with that. I mean, I've seen a lot of girls who would be there. You know what? I ain't coming to cry over spilled milk. I'm gone. Well, but the fact she told you about it, it shows that there's something deep inside, something, people trying to get people advice because a lot of time they want to maintain the relationship, but they just want to see, what to do. If she didn't want a relationship, trust me, she ain't gonna tell you nothing. She's gonna be like,
Right. I think she wants the relationship, and from like the story is more, but from what I read and what I'm getting from it is she really feel like they both can make a better life together because he understands her. And then they went to high school together.
Oh,
So
okay. You see,
they went to high school together. She liked him, he liked her, but they didn't really date because they were, I guess their family didn't approve it or anything. And then they got in college, they got closer and then they start dating. Her family likes him, but
okay,
they were not allowed to date in college, in high school, I mean.
okay,
So she says she sees a lot of potential in them. But my only thing is, does that individual see potential in you as well, right? Do
yeah,
they see the potential for the relationship? And that's something, since she's a Christian, I would say just pray about it. And, what is your purpose for dating? That's a question I think she should ask herself, and also ask the guy if he's still really interested in a relationship and see it somewhere beyond than what it is. Like, what's the purpose of the relationship? Like I shared many times on here, when I was dating, if I talk to you 2 to 3 times and I see a pattern of certain things and I was really great at observing it, thank you God for giving me that discernment. And I could observe, if I text you and we're having a communication and then there's a lot in the communication
yeah,
and you're not apologetic about certain things, or just there are certain things I will ask that I want to know, like where your heads are, what are you interested in, those little things, and I'm not seeing it aligning with what I'm interested in. Trust me, I'll block you. I have no explanation for you. I'll block
okay,
you. Like,
yeah,
I don't need, because I feel like if I one of the reasons I used to block people is because I don't want to go back and forth about something. I don't want to convince you, and I don't want you to convince me because my mind's already made up that I'm not interested.
yeah,
And I was dating for a purpose. I wanted to get married. Like, I didn't want to just get out of college and be walking around and be chilling. No, I wanted to have my kids at a certain age. It's all in my journals, things I've written down and I prayed about it. So my mind was, I'm dating with purpose. If you are someone coming in my life and you don't have a purpose, I'm blocking you. You're not wasting my time. I know exactly what I want. I don't need anybody to tell me we need to be here for this time or that time. No, I know what I want. And if you don't know what you want, that's okay. I'm not the person and I'm moving along.
we gotta have another. We might have another conversation, another topics, so we
Yeah.
can dissect that your journal. So my thing is, just
That
because you
journal has a lot in there
yeah,
too.
just not your journal,
Yeah.
not your journal personally, but my thing is, I think
Yeah.
at the point, fee, you may have been putting pressure on some of those guys because okay, you got your journal. This is what you want. You say January 3rd, this is what I want. I mean, at age this is what I want. But fee, you have to understand, this is me and you have not absorbed your journal. Like I don't. I mean,
Right.
assuming even though we went to school and you know me or something, but like we don't, you don't know what I want to be in the future. Maybe you want to get married at age 28. Why if I want to get married at age 40?
Then you're not for me.
Okay, so I think maybe there was some little lapse in communication because if say okay, like you said 2 3 days, if you know you would know, I know you had that discernment spirit, which is great. Thank God. But okay, you met a guy. I mean, he may not be a nice guy, but he just yeah, exactly. He just not
You're not happy.
yeah. You got a big old journal you carry around. You get a big old journal carry around. You expect everybody to fall within that or how they call it. I'm trying to find the right word. Everybody should fall in line. I mean, it's impossible. Fee. I think you.
It is.
I mean, you
But
my own
hear me out though. Hear me out, Reverend
my
Pro.
own sister. I come you my own sister, but let me tell you, I think you were being, I think, I think you were being
Somebody did
harsh.
tell me that I would be
Yeah.
too harsh.
Yes, seriously. Yeah, go ahead.
So it wasn't like I was going word by word. Like, I would date the person for, the idea was we would date from 5 to 6 months.
Hmm.
But within 6 months, I should be able to know how serious you are. Now, we're not getting married right away, right?
Okay.
But I should be able to understand what it is you want out of life. It's
Okay.
not just, oh, Felicia, let's get dressed, let's go out, let's hang out. Like, what are you doing? Like what actions is going with you? If you want this, what are you doing working towards it? Right? So
Okay.
it was, and like I said, when I used to go on date, I never really asked questions. It was almost like, this is what I'm doing. So you kind of like, I expect you to kind of like fall into that conversation. It was conversational wise. And
Mm.
I will hang out with you and see, what do you do day to day? Like what do you do with your family? Like I'm very observant. Like I didn't really say a lot of things, but I observe a lot, and then based on that I'm like, yeah, no, you
Okay.
know.
Yeah, but yeah.
We're
Oh,
not saying we're on the first day. So mine wasn't, I remember this young man that I went on a date with, and his question was, um, what type of wife do you see yourself at?
hmm.
You know, there are people who look at you and know that that's what you want.
Yeah.
And I didn't want that type of person, because it's like, I don't want you to see me like I'm desperately looking to get married.
Yeah.
Because then you're selling me bad market. So,
Yep.
like I said, I really could tell like who genuinely was just floating, you know. Like my husband, when we met, it was a very weird situation, to be really honest.
Mm.
Apparently, he's been watching me, I don't know, he said for a year and a half, 2 years whatsoever. And I never pay attention to him. Like, I was in, I think most people remember me on here. I had my hair cut. I had just gotten out of that relationship that served me no purpose. And I had cut my hair. My hair was long and I cut it, which was kind of like releasing me of whatsoever. And I was like, I'm not dating, I'm focusing on myself. And I really did went through that whole process.
Mm.
I just focused on myself. I went on dates. There was people setting me up on all these different dates. And I was like, I don't need you guys to set me up on the date. Like, I'm okay. No. And I remember a friend of mine, I think it was Anna. Anna told me, she said this, she's like, you're so hard on people. I think, I think you're gonna end up like one of those old ladies with a cat and dogs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I got
So
to watch
when
you.
she told me that, and I asked her, I was like, what does that mean? Like, what are you talking about? I just know what I want. When I see it, I'll know exactly what it is. So I think a lot of people know what they want, and you can see a person or a man who is at that time, um, and they know what they want at that moment. And you know, you guys can fall into a relationship, and you know, yeah, you know, there's a lot of things that goes on that you figure out, yeah, you know what, this is it, you know. There was somebody who posted something on Facebook recently, and I read it. They're like, do men go through the process of healing? And, you know, I responded to that statement, yes, they do. We're all human beings. We all go through process of healing. The problem is, we women, we have that intuition where you can tell when a man is not being serious.
Mhm.
But we tend to entertain it because we have this superpower. We think we can change this situation and make it what it is it should be.
Mhm.
For me, I understood that I don't have that superpower. I cannot change you. I can influence you, but you have to make that decision on your own what it is you want.
Mhm.
I can say I want to get married today, and a man might say, no, I don't want that. And I can say, you know what? The way he answered me, he does want to marry me, but he just want to get to know me, right? So
Mhm.
you can determine between that. And I never vocally said, oh, I just want to get married. But my idea was always in my head. One, by the age of, you know, I think I graduated college at like 22, 23.
Mhm.
And I knew I wanted to work a little bit, go for my master's. And after that, but I needed to be in a serious relationship. That relationship didn't work. So I already have my backup plan. Like by age 30, 35, I won't be able to have kids. So let me try to freeze my egg. Right. So
Mhm.
it was a whole lot of things going on with Felicia. I promise you. And the idea was, no, just relax. Just go check yourself. Make sure you're okay. So the original plan, when you're 28, you should be pregnant, have your kids. So that was, I had a plan. But the plan was I was praying and I knew like it's not going to go exactly that way, but I need to have some type of plan, you know. And I will tell you, it actually worked out.
Hmm.
It actually worked out. And I went back. I remember when I had my little devotion, I was like, you know what? When God says ask and it'll be given, it really did happen because it happened around the time that I wanted to graduate college, the time I wanted to do everything. When I sit and think about it, like over the past 10 years, how the course of things at 16, those things that I wrote in my book, what I wanted, really aligned. And the plan was I wanted, when I get pregnant, I want a boy first, and I want to name him, even if it's a boy or girl, I want to name them Shiloh. And
Hmm.
guess what? Boom, that happened. Second one, I want to have a girl. Boom, and it happened. You know, like it was just aligning with what it is. So now when I sit here, I'm like, you know what? I'm glad I did what I did, but it doesn't work for everybody.
True. True. True.
It doesn't work for everybody. It's not realistic. But I think we women, you can spot a red flags from a distance.
True. That's true.
And I had a lot of red flags came to me. I will share with you guys the last story. So when I broke up and got out of that relationship, there was a young man that always wanted to date me. And I always thought like he was nice. I thought we would have a really great relationship. We were always friends, right?
Hmm.
But the timing was always wrong. I was in a relationship already. And I was like, hey, I cannot communicate with you. I have a relationship. Sorry. He's like, dang, wrong timing. So, but on his hand, he told me he was always staying single because he thought he and I would end up together. Right.
Hmm.
So when that happened, I was single and then I didn't reach out. He reached out and I was like, oh, interesting. So let's get to know each other. But I saw a lot of pattern. There was a lot of lies and a lot of things and misrepresentation from what I thought he was.
Hmm.
And we went on like what, 3 dates? Trust me, I knew, no, we can't date.
Hmm.
So he's nice, he's a Christian, but I think he's a fake Christian.
Oh wow.
Um, because his life doesn't align and things he would tell me and it wasn't lining up with reality.
Okay.
So that didn't even last a good month. I just knew. I just knew.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, but I just knew. So I feel like a lot of women have that power and should be able to just be quiet. You don't have to say so much. You don't have to like say all your plans out. It can be in your head and in your journal, and you're on a mission. But
There
just
you
be open minded. I was open minded. I went on dates. Trust me, I went on a lot of dates, and it was funny. There was so much I was saying, and I was just laughing. I go and I don't return no calls. I don't text you back. I'm okay. I go to my apartment. I'm by myself. I do my little. I go hiking. Like I think a lot of women should enjoy time by themselves.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
enjoy being alone for a little bit. Enjoy the moment and the chapter that you're in, and then you will appreciate. It helps you to be able to see a red flags a little bit. But a lot of women get out of a relationship and they're automatically trying to look for the next one. And I think that's where the problem is. You shouldn't just get out of a relationship and don't assess yourself because you could have been the problem, not the other person. Or what did you do to contribute to that relationship didn't work?
Hmm.
So I feel like I gave myself the appropriate time I needed, but while through that I still entertain people. I still went on dates. I encourage people. I think they should go on dates. And that's something that I was going to talk about. I think our African community, we don't understand what going on dating mean and what it means like being in a relationship. Like people just they want you to go on one date, you're dating. You're in a relationship. No, you're not. We're
Okay.
dating. I'm talking to you. You message me. We're getting to know each other. We're doing activities together to see where you're at.
Yeah.
And then we can make consent decision of wherever we're going next with that. So I just, even though my journal had everything in there, I have some unrealistic expectation, I will say.
Yeah.
Um, but I never voiced them out.
Okay.
But it was just me. I knew that's what I wanted. And I know my first question someone will ask me, I think a gentleman asked me, why do you want to date? I said, I don't want to date. He said, why not? Why are you not? But we're on a date. I said, well, I'm getting to know you to determine that. I'm not looking to date. I'm looking to see if you are someone potential enough to be a partner. That's it. Like, I'm not here just looking for meals and things like that. So it was a lot. It was a lot of process. But and that's something that I want to teach my daughter. Like, pray to for God to show you certain things and not show you certain things, because there are certain questions you ask and people will tell you what you want to hear. So don't ask the question. Just have conversation.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I think.
Like Brent and Emily said, you hear Felicia get the chicken at 28.
Is that right?
He said, I'm telling them to get chicken at And you said again the power of the hair. Yes, the hair has power. I cut
Yeah.
my hair. I had a low. I
So
went
that was your
sabu.
form. So that was your form of healing. Oh wow. I mean, what?
Yes,
I mean,
that
what's
was my form of healing. I think I share on here the relationship that I was in that didn't serve me any purpose. I really lost myself in that relationship. That was a relationship through college. And it was a lot of time invested and really thought it was going to end in a positive light, but it didn't. And I had to make the ultimate decision myself to walk away. And when I walk away and I sat in my apartment, I remember it was like winter. I cut my hair during winter. I took the scissor and I would look in the mirror and I cut my hair. Look at you guys getting me to be all personal on here. Like, I cut my hair and I was like, yeah, this is it. Let's see what's next.
so
So that was my healing.
so so was there ever a time where maybe one of those fellow look the you mistakenly left the journal somewhere, they went through that journal and saw like Mary how like half a million in their account. You're like, holy cow, I'm gone.
But here is another thing too that I did
Ah, they
that
went
I
through
think
that. They went through that journal. Feed. They got scared. They said, "Jesus Christ, I gotta go."
no. So here is another thing that I did when I lived by myself.
Uh,
No one was allowed to come in my place. That is my place of peace,
okay.
right? Because if I break up with you, I have to come back and live that memories. And I think a lot of women don't, they just like, oh yeah, you can come over and visit. No. If you made it to we were officially dating. And that was my husband.
Okay.
So I felt like if you were man enough for us to be dating and we were going to be any type of intimacy, you need to provide that. Not me.
Yep.
You're not coming to my house.
Yeah, you're right.
You know where I live. I mean, you drop me off, you pick me up, but you can't come inside my apartment. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And a lot of people, I think a few of the men that I went on date with that I thought were potential, had a problem with that, and then didn't text me. And I was like, well, if you can't even respect that little boundaries, and I don't even have that commitment with you, where are we going with this? I'm not.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I block you.
Yeah.
Libra said, I remember I used to see the hairstyle and call left eye, not knowing there was a strong reason behind it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know you back then. So I didn't
Yeah.
know.
I have few pictures, but a few people was like, oh, we like this look. It looks great on you. It was nice. I enjoy that chapter. I actually prefer short hair. I think it's nice. A lot of people like it. And for some reason, I don't know, it attracted a lot of men. I don't know what that meant, but
Damn, look at my dream. Look at my dream. My dream guy got married to this six packs dude making goose. Oh my god, I'm so mad.
Megan Good. Oh, Megan Good is pretty. Your dream woman. Hmm.
No, I mean back then when I was making good
Yeah,
and
I had a Megan Good haircut. That was it.
oh really I just like somehow like Sanaa Lathan. What's the other one? Few of them they um yeah man why she got this buff up dude.
No,
But
but you know what? My husband and I, when we met, he and I sat and read through my journal. We
yeah.
read through it. We talked about it. That's how we both agreed to name my son Shiloh.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah,
You know when you got a supportive man, that's kind of
yeah,
that's kind of good. I think one of the problems somebody mentioned. Oh yeah, I think a lot of us men, even though we don't say it out there, you know, we don't. I think we kind of little bit we get nervous or we feel insecure with kind of sophisticated woman who is kind of educated, woman who got goals and you know objectives in life, women who are strategic. You know, men would rather have women that kind of like unstable a little bit, you know, then we feel like we can impose whatever our kind of discipline or our kind of lifestyle, you know. But when you have a woman who coming to you that's already structured and already goal oriented, she come in and say, look, this is what I want. You know, like brand man, we are used to us how they call it running the line, you know, kind of like being in the forefront. So when you get a woman that already coming with a journal and telling us, look, this is my expectation, I think what it does is I wouldn't say we are afraid of it, but it kind you know it kind of put us a little bit on the back foot. It you know it makes us to rethink, like hold on, then you know, and in that process of rethinking I think it brings fear because your intention is positive, you know,
right.
yeah, it's for the two of you know for the two of us, like this is how when we go by this is how we're going to be. But I don't necessarily I won't necessarily see it like that. I would feel like, oh, so you know what I'm saying, like I go talk to my friends and say, oh, Fee got this and say, oh man, sit down there, I can't come and control you. She will.
That's what happened with the last one that I dated. That I actually really thought we were going to make it, and I was like, yeah, you know, maybe he's really smart, ambitious, but also very humble, and that's what I didn't really get from a lot of people.
Mhm.
I wanted someone who's very humble, who doesn't take themselves serious. If you guys actually have the chance to read my journal, the number one thing there was you have to make me laugh 85% of the time.
Yep, yep.
So that was the number one thing on there. And I didn't really share this with anybody, but the issue with the other young man was like, I think he was just used to uh, I'm very feminine and submissive.
Mhm.
But I feel like if I'm dating you, you're not my husband. That's not what the Bible taught me to do.
True,
So
that's
I'm
true.
not going to be submissive to you and I'm not married to you. What does that mean? That doesn't mean that. Um so I will give you just what you need because we're dating.
Okay.
But I'm not going to, and I think he was probably the second Liberian guy that I ever talked to. After that, I was like, I'm not dating any more Liberian guy. So it's really funny. I remember his words, and I think he watched my shows now. Um, I've seen him on here before. So he was like, "You're too Americanized, one, and you're controlling, and I need someone who support my dream." Hmm. I said, "Okay, that's fine. Have a nice life," just like that. Uh, the thing is, you don't rush in life, right? If you're dating a young lady, I think someone like me and it's like, I know exactly what I want. I've already made up my mind. But that doesn't mean I can't change my mind, right? But it has to make sense. And my goal was to follow someone who's actually going to lead me into
Okay.
the right thing and we can work together as a team. I want that partnership. I want to be like the top cheerleader for you and you be the same for me. But I can't just be the cheerleader for you and you're not showing any sign of being cheerleader for me.
Hmm.
And then also when it comes to my family, do you support them? Like if I say something about my mom, what is your reaction? You want me to be involved with your family, but you don't want to be involved. So it's kind of like it was a whole lot of things I was looking at. Like, are you selfish? How do you treat other people? It's just a whole lot of things. Are you respectful? If you and I was to go somewhere, will people automatically see you like, oh no, like not that other people' opinion count in that, but it also matters because how you treat people goes a long way. That's a reflection of who I am if we're in a relationship. So I was looking at all of that, and I'm just like, I really thought we were gonna make somewhere, and I was like, yeah, mm-mm. After 4 months, I just walk away. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think as far as yeah, I mean, look, I mean, you are absolutely right. Yeah, I
You
mean,
know
you're
how Liberian Eminem said, the way your Liberian girls and don't like, not me. Trust me, trust me. Actually, I think every parents I met really liked me, and I got really involved with the family. But my in-laws, they love me. I support them. I'm even sending a suitcase to Liberia for Christmas to them. So
yeah, like
not all Liberian girls.
I was, yeah. Think you know who the person brought up point up because I was gonna especially with the family bit that you brought out. I think I was on this I was watching, I briefly saw this one show and they were asking questions as to whether couples should allow their parents to live with them, you know.
No,
So I think as far, yeah, they were asking, and then I kind of asked a question that which is something that I observe. It is mostly the woman's mother. It's for some reason, majority of the time, it's the mother that always want to come live in the home. Like father, once in a while, you will see like fathers will come and try to stay with her, maybe her son, wife. It's more usually it's always the mother. I don't know for some reason, either the boy mother, I mean the husband mother or the husband. It's rarely the father.
right.
I don't know. I mean, that's just my own observation from these movies, African, and even in real life, it's always the mother that wants to come and stay in the home and then try to you know basically try to kind of run stuff there. But as far as the family thing, I don't know. I wouldn't I wouldn't try to make it a requirement, like to say, oh, how you gonna how you gonna react to my family? I mean, are you gonna give? I mean, if I meet a person, I mean that's just me. I know you have your whole stuff, but if I don't know a person, I mean, say we just meeting, or maybe we've been maybe like 2 3 months, I wouldn't make knowing my family or me knowing his family, he knowing my family a requirement. I think initially
A lot of
because
Liberian men do that. Trust me.
yeah, because the Bible said, I mean, the Bible talk about the husband and the wife should be one. So, I mean, this whole mother and father thing, yes, traditionally we respect our people, we expect our husband, but I would try to establish that relationship with a wife or, I mean, with a woman, and the woman try to establish first it should be about us. We need to, when we know each other, when we establish that bond, then the rest will kick in. But I don't want to come and be like, oh, okay. I mean, the way I'm looking at you, I don't even know. You think you're gonna like my people? Yeah, but I don't even know we are people. Why, if your mother is one of the mother that kind of like feel her look? I mean, look, I've came across mothers like that who thought that their daughter was far better than me, and you
Oh
know,
yeah.
yeah, during my time of struggle, I remember with time lose job. you know what you doing? You know, my daughter like won't pay in the rent, all those things. You know, some of us got stories, but so like you don't know the kind of mother she is, and you don't even know the kind of parent. They might be one of those kind of parent that would think like, oh, my son got a good job. This woman, the way I see her, you know, her, all kinds of things. So I wouldn't make knowing parents. I wouldn't put it to the forefront. Seriously, I wouldn't even ask a woman to say, "What are you like, my parent?" Or
It
seriously,
was a story.
yeah, I
We got
I
on a
would,
story.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't because I mean, African mothers, and African fathers, they have that tendency to, I mean, to kind of like mess up things. I mean, it's not they don't really do it intentionally. It's some of them. It's not like they just try to be wicked, but it they just feel like either the mother will feel that her son is doing too much in the home, that is, you know, something that, oh, I born my child, they still carry that tragic. You see, though, that's why in the United States here, you see, before even your mother visit, people call you, you know. But African mother, your mom, your chikochi will get mad. Why am I call my own daughter house to come see my grandchildren? You see, the people, their system is different. That's why you see Thanksgiving, you see the people together once in a while. Thanksgiving, they, oh, we're going to spend it to mom house. Those, you know,
Yeah.
the mothers are mostly independent, but a lot of time our parents they are a lot of time they are dependent on us. So when they are dependent on us, in the United States, they got system where maybe the mother worked, the father worked before they got a social security disability. You know, the social security money, the living offer, they got a low income home, they got home for, you know, all those things. So they're not really into their children. But our people,
Right.
they are heavily relying on us. So as a result, you know, they kind of like put a wedge in our relationship. So I personally wouldn't even put them in front of any relationship until, I mean, like I said, it's just me, but yeah.
I kind of agree, but I think it's easier when the women meet the parents than it is for guys. I
Mhm.
think women shouldn't introduce the guys immediately. I
Mhm.
think men shouldn't either, but I think I can see where you could do that because especially when a mind is made up and they want a woman,
Mhm.
doesn't matter when you introduce because you want to make sure that your parents, especially from the guys, you want to make sure your mom has that connection with, you know. I think I've met two parents, and the one that I met, they were very receptive. I mean, they were nice, but the issue was, is like I don't know what was explained about me, and it's just like we
Ex-
were just dating, and we haven't
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
made any commitment yet. And it was like, oh, my daughter-in-law in there, and you guys, I get it. I mean, I grew up here, but it's like now you're making me obligated to be in a relationship with you when I'm just trying to get to know who you are, so we can make a commitment out of this. So now I just feel like I'm obligated to something that I didn't sign up for.
True. That's true.
So it's better to just introduce someone. Hey, this is my friend. Where they can read between it now.
Yeah.
People are not stupid. They can tell what's going on there. And but I think my issue with the last God was just
I think
I
you
don't
were
know.
talking about one time. I think you shared with us. I don't know. You said I think you said the mothers or the parent were Najib. So I think one of them asked the son. Asked
Oh
the
no,
son.
that was college. That one
Yeah.
was just he just. I mean, I think he just liked me, and he wanted me. You know how every year people bring someone home for
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I went to Thanksgiving, and this person got talking about of everywhere. You brought this one from Liberia. I was like, what?
Exactly. Exactly. You see right there. You see they don't even know you, and they already kind of like I mean that's why
But he didn't even introduce me as his girlfriend. He just said, "Oh, this is my school, my classmate." And
uh,
then, but I think they knew he liked me.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So when I was there, I'm very polite. Like I just said, "Hi, how are you?" And we didn't even go on date. We have never even talked about anything about dating. But I know he liked me. So I went anyways because he asked me, and I didn't know how to say no. All my friends were sitting there. It's like, oh yeah, what are you doing for Thanksgiving. Yeah, that time, my family was not around. I said, I'll probably visit one of my friends. Can you come with me? Can you come to? And then my friends are looking at me like, and
Yeah.
I just said, yes. I mean, I meant to go to have fun. And then when I got there, this lady's looking at me like, what the?
Yeah. See, of all the people. Yeah. So.
Yeah, she's like, I really felt offended. I actually left. I do not say somewhere for someone to embarrass me any longer. So
Yeah.
I left, and but I just feel like most African men just assume, just the moment you guys are dating, they're like, yeah, um, let's talk about your income. And I'm like, huh? Yeah. You need to do this, do that. I was like, oh no, we're not doing that. No, no, no. We are
No,
not
but
doing that.
yeah, I think.
That's where that one ended. He wanted to know, well, if we are together, we can be working together, we can move in together. No, we're not. No, we're not. And that pissed him off. It's like,
Oh.
no, we're not. This is my piece. You're not coming to my piece. When we do decide to be together, we're married. Guess what? Or I'm not, or we decide we're living together. Let's just say that, right? We're
Mhm.
not moving into my apartment. Stay over there. I stay here with my lease over. We get an apartment together. How about that? You're not coming to my apartment. And I just think that's not respect for a man either. That I wouldn't respect a man that do that.
Yeah, to move.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, you can.
you can't just move into my apartment and say, yeah, let's move into your apartment. One, I start thinking, are you homeless?
Yeah, you're homeless, you are bum. But I think it's more respectable when a man you find a place, be like, oh, babe, I found a bigger place.
Yeah,
It's
let's
more
move
spacious.
together.
But instead of you trying to move to the woman, no,
You
that
want us to move in together?
yeah, that's
Oh, like we can start working. I was like, I didn't want to move into his. What? I was enjoying my life. What? I
yeah.
love my apartment. Nobody could just come to my apartment.
Feet feet are already look like somebody that like her space. She didn't want nobody come
I
and
was enjoying my own little thing. Okay. So
uh,
I didn't even want to go to the apartment. And then I mean it was just a lot of it was a lot of misunderstanding. He just thought he could manage me, and I was like, I'm not married to you. If I'm married to you, that's different. Manage me. But I'm not married to you. You can't manage me. Sorry. You're not gonna know about my income. You're not going. No, no,
so
absolutely not.
so so Sophie, let me ask you this last question before we
Uh-huh.
on our topic. So if you met a guy, right, back
Hmm.
then, back then
Yeah.
before you met your husband, or say let me just use hobby as an example, right? Your husband as an example. So
Hmm.
I mean if that's okay with you.
Yeah,
Not
that's fine.
so say okay, you met him and maybe at the time you were you say, oh, he said, okay, I'm practicing celibacy. And just like that guy did you, right? The
Mhm.
guy. But then as far as he's keeping himself. And then in the end, say you didn't catch him like you caught the other dude. But then when you guys in a relationship and you're about to get married, and he said, maybe I want to make a confession. All the time that I mean, before you actually get
Yeah.
married, he said, all the time that I told you I was keeping myself. Sorry, but seriously, I just want to take it out of my chest, because we are going to get into a sacred union, and I don't want this deception following us. So all the time that I said that I was keeping myself, I lied to you. I wasn't really keeping myself, but I was doing stuff behind your back. What will you do? Imagine, girl, you're about to get married, though. Like I'm talking about literally weeks to get married, weeks or probably days. So he decided to take it off his chest. You didn't catch him like you caught the other dude. What will you do?
That's a good question. As you're saying that, I'm just sitting here thinking about it. That would put a strain on the relationship I'll be definitely disappointed, but I'm about to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you're not married, you're just getting to know people. You owe nobody obligation,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. Even though you and I are committed, I'll still tell you you lied to me, and I don't see you the way like my judgment of you is changed.
One second fee. Okay, you say,
Mhm.
but then, okay, then why you walk away from the other guy now? I thought you felt that he should have kept his commitment and his obligation to you when you walk.
No, that one by that one, he was lying all to the bone. We were not even in like it was like I felt like I was freshman. We were dating, like in college. We were freshmen. It's like it wasn't like that.
Oh, that's
I
serious.
think he deceived me even more, right? I
Uh-huh.
think this one, I think this one, he told me he was being abstinent, but we were still dating.
Oh,
He wasn't committed to me, so I have a choice to leave. But at this point, we're days away from getting married, right?
mm-hmm.
I appreciate him telling me before we got married. But I feel like when you're boyfriend and girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
sorry guys, I'm on call tonight. When we are boyfriend and girlfriend, you are not, and this is why sometimes I try to like understand women. It's like, okay, you find out he cheated. Okay, he cheated. You have a choice: walk away, don't stay, or you have a choice to stay. But in this moment, like what you said, we are engaged.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me, well, all the time that I told you I was being committed, I was being celibate. I wasn't. I will be upset. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'll be mad.
Mm-hmm.
And my trust level will probably be different. But I'm not cutting off my wedding.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not cutting off my wedding. But
Oh,
he's going to know one thing. He better try to build my trust to where it was.
okay. All
And
right.
is he done? Because when we get married, you are not to be part of anything else because you like it's like you're exploring your options with me, and being engaged doesn't guarantee that I'm married to you. Only when you and I made that commitment, yes, you are mine and I'm yours. And if you do anything, basically, I don't have a choice to make, right?
Okay.
But in that moment, boyfriend and girlfriend, please, you're exploring your options. You're trying to figure out if you're gonna be with me or not, and you lying, that's my choice to say if I'm going to stay or not. Do I see the potential? How do I see this relationship? And then it's my choice to say. But in that moment, if I have already agreed to get married to you, I already see everything that I see.
Uh-huh.
We're getting married,
Okay. Yeah,
but
okay.
I'll be mad.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Yeah, because a lot
Yeah.
of people will say, well, once a cheater, always a cheater. I'm walking away and blah, blah, blah.
No.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah,
If
that,
he can come to me and be candid and tell me the truth,
yeah.
and of course, there'll be a lot of conversations surrounding that.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get full understanding of it.
True.
But in my mind, when you're a boyfriend and girlfriend, please, you're exploring your options. You're
That's
trying to figure out if I am the one.
okay.
So we'll get married. But then my question is, did you really feel like you want to get married? Like, that's why I said there will be a lot of conversation surrounding that. Based on what I understand about that, why did he feel the need to tell me that and why, and whatsoever?
Yeah.
Was I the one holding against, being involved in all of that? And we're already engaged. We're getting married. Marriage dates is set. Everything. We're
Yeah.
getting married. I saw potential, and I'm not walking away. We're here.
Okay.
Unless if you're not being honest now, and you don't. But then there will be a condition there, though. If you're confessing, now just tell me all.
Uh-huh.
I need to know all. So let's start on a clean slate. So I know everything that was happening. Moving forward, when we get married, you do understand the covenant of marriage. So we will go to the counselor to talk about it. But no, we getting married. We ain't cutting out no wedding.
Uh, for me, those are the kind of thing that needs to be taken to the grave. I don't even know what I would even. I
Yeah,
don't
you
even.
can look at the grave, but trust me, it always come out. It always come out. When I tell you, it always come out. It's better you clear your mind. If
Sure.
it's not right now, say it later. You can say, you know, when we were dating, I saw that one. Yeah, not right now, but when we were dating. Now you married, what's she gonna do?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
You can say that was in the past when you know when we were in college, we were dating. You know, you can twist it around a little bit so it's not as bad as it is. I'm not telling you to lie, but women, you have to be careful what you say. You gotta right timing, right places, and right time. You guys, I have to go now. It's been a great conversation. Well, Liberian Eminence, he said, yeah, y'all get married by force, by fire. Yeah, we will. You say you want to marry me, we will marry. I'm just kidding. But I'm not encouraging. Let me just say this disclaimer. I'm not encouraging cheating or whatsoever. I'm just saying, ideally, when you're a boyfriend or girlfriend, you're exploring your options. And I think a lot of women, men and women, need to understand that. Like, this whole concept, you're my boyfriend. But when you're committed, somebody say, I'm committed to you and they cheat, yeah, you have every right to be mad. But I
yeah,
feel like this, oh, my boyfriend is, and the man hasn't even committed to you. You haven't committed, and you're running around saying he cheating on you. Please, girl, explore your option.
yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
Explore
You're
your
right.
option.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. So, yeah, that was a great topic.
It was.
Yeah, it's just that like we said, let me just give my last word. Like we said, I still want to maintain that as far as chastity, yes, that one. I mean, it is clearly defined because it has to do with purity. So I
Right,
would put virginity, being a virgin, into that category. So I don't know, like I mean, virgin being deceptive is just stupid because at the end of the day, say if you, yeah, if you want to, they say you in one of those society where the man think he's marrying a virgin. What, I mean, you just disgrace yourself. You go there, the man find out you're not even a virgin. He jumps out of that room and he gone. He go tell the parent, "Oh, your daughter lied to me." So
yeah,
yeah, as far as the chastity, I think a lot of time it is upheld because when you based on the definition, it's most of the people that do that they have Christian values, so
right,
whereas the people who practice celibacy, they're not doing it for religious or for Christian being Christian reason. Some of them just want healing, like you said. You call your hair, you just decide to just have your own place and just forget about dating. People do it to set their own boundaries. People do it for different reasons. But my thing is, a lot of time you find out people who claim celibacy, they could be doing something on the side, like the toys we talk about, sex toys, masturbation, and doing other things. But then they don't really see it as they think they are still celibate because in their mind they don't have a boyfriend, they don't have a man, so
right,
they don't see these things as you know there's no life in a vibrator, there's no life in a dildo. So a woman might not see it as much as she sees herself sleeping with a man. So in her mind she would be like, well, I'm practicing celibacy, I ain't want no man, because that's what she would say. But I mean, you barely hear a woman talking about I ain't want no toy, but you always say I ain't want no man. I'm
right.
practicing.
Instead just fooling herself. She got it all going on.
So yeah, I think we should just remain honest to ourselves. I mean, it's hard, but yeah, I mean, people should remain honest to yourself. If you want to practice celibacy, just be yourself. I mean, if you're doing it for people get hurt, people go through emotional relationships, people go through a lot. I mean, it is your right to remain yourself. Nobody, I mean, it's not a crime, it's not a sin, you know.
Right,
So there's no need deceiving yourself, or deceiving God. Lying to yourself, you think you're lying to God, you claiming celibacy and then you're doing some things on the side. That's the thing. So yeah, that was a great topic. Thank you very much for having me, Fee. Thank you as
you're
always for
welcome.
bringing these topics up. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you to our audience. Thank you, Lyra, Elton, Liberian Eminent, Intellectual. You guys got to know a whole lot about me. Jeez. Thank you, River Says Pro. Thank you to each and every one of you guys who watched the show. I'm glad we talked about this because I really think a lot of people need to put like thought into what chastity and celibacy, especially celibacy, like River Says Pro already says, if we're Christian, we're cleaning, we're staying pure. You're not supposed to be partaking into anything that has because toys whatsoever, it is part of sexual activity. Sorry. So stop deceiving yourself and others. Because if you're just gonna do it, just do it. You know,
Yep.
don't pretend. To me, that's pretending. You know, but if you um I'm glad we were able to talk to that young lady that was listening. I think I really felt like I had to talk about myself a little bit because reading her DM really kind of saw myself a little bit in that message. So I had to kind of like make it more a little bit personal. But I just want to say, you know, reality is reality. You can't fake the reality. Being absent means you're not doing anything, absolutely nothing. And if you can be abstinent, and I pray, I'll keep you in my prayer, young lady. I hope you can make the decision that benefits you. Like I said earlier, please talk to your mom. If you have that relationship with your mom, talk to her. If you have someone as your mentor, talk to them. And, you know, just pray about it. You know, you'll make the right decision. I think so. But yeah, thank you guys so much for giving me your ears and listening in. I was thinking this topic would be a little bit difficult to talk about, but y'all make it really easy. So I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comment. Um, uh, there was a lot of comment going on later on. We can't even go into it, but I appreciate all the good words. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, Lyra. I've been knowing Lyra for a long time, you guys. Lyra know me when I was yay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so he saw me when I was little. Now he probably be like, "Look at this girl over here acting like a beautiful." So, really appreciate each and every one of you guys. We'll be here again tomorrow at 8:30. I said earlier, next week Saturday, I will not be here. I have a Christmas party for my team, and I have to be there. I don't want to be juggling. By the time I get back, I'll be late. So we won't have a show next week Saturday, but we'll have a show on Sunday. So just want to tell you guys that. Yeah, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. See you tomorrow. We'll see what we talk about. If you guys have topic, inbox me. Let's talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Y'all have a good night, and I guess it's almost happy Sunday.
Uh,
All right. You guys have a good one. See you. Bye bye. Bye bye.